Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. I want to share with you a backdoor way to possibly get up to $5,000. Actually, you can double dip and you can get up to $10,000. All right. Then I'm going to share with you actually what I mean. Now, one of the things I do want to ask you, for you guys that enjoy my content or appreciate my content, would you check and see if your notification bell is on? Something happened with YouTube. And what happened is a lot of people are not being notified when I drop my videos and stuff like that. And so again, if you appreciate my content, and you follow me and support me, I ask you, would you check to make sure that notification is on? Make sure it says all, because what happened is that you won't get the gist of a lot of my videos when I put out new content. Okay. That being said, talking about how do you get from $5,000 up to $10,000 on a backdoor hack? All right. Now, starting with Albert. Okay. So with Albert, many people are aware that they offer up to $1,000. Okay. That's on the cash advance. That's with no credit check, right? Has nothing to do with the credit. All right. Now, the thing about it with Albert, you do have to pay a monthly fee. However, you do not have to keep that account. Like after you get that $1,000 and you decide before the 30 days is up, you can cancel and you won't be charged that fee. I think the fee is like $14.99, right? However, people are not aware that with Albert, you actually can get a installment loan as well. And so with that installment loan, that goes up to $5,000. Now, here's the thing of why that's a sweet situation, especially if you're using your Vantage 3 Experian score. That's what they pull. They use Vantage 3 Experian. It's one of the lowest hanging fruit. So it doesn't take much to boost up that credit score on that. And how you do it, you go over to Experian, okay? And what you want to do, you want to challenge all of the negative items on your Experian file. Now, this is not going to do an immediate effect on your FICO 8 score, okay? This is going to do an immediate effect on your Vantage 3, okay? And so that's what's going to happen is going to push you in a higher range score using your Vantage 3, okay? So those negative items, they should stop reporting within 48 to 72 hours, all right? Now, another thing I would tell you about this installment loan from Albert, like I said, it give up to $5,000, but make sure that you have an active checking account with the regular deposits. Now, for me, I always tell you, with something like this and you trying to get up to $5,000, the minimum income you should have is at least $45,000 annually, okay? To get the maximum to $5,000, all right? Now, that doesn't disqualify you from getting an installment loan. I'm just telling you that this actually will help you get the maximum of the $5,000, all right? Now, here's the thing about it, that what I mean about the double dip that I was telling you, all right? You get that loan, all right? They doing a soft pull, okay? Now, they'll do a soft pull on that. However, what you want to do in terms of the double dip, especially like if you are an entrepreneur or you know that your income fluctuates and stuff like that, you may want to go to like Giggle Finance. And the reason is because like with Giggle Finance, they'll give you up to $10,000 loan. All right. And it's not focused on the credit. It's focused more on the activity of what's going on in the business. All right. Now, that's just another alternative to double dip to get up to $10,000, because you can get $5,000 from Giggle Finance and $5,000 from Albert. Now, here where it gets better. All right. Now, you can also look at green dollar loans. All right. Now, the reason why this is important is because with green dollar loans, They're like those platforms like Viva, payday loans and stuff like that. They give up to $5,000. Now, the best part about it, their interest rates is only 5.99. It goes up to 35.99. Now, for those of you with low income, this is a sweet spot for you guys as well, because they will work with you if you're on government benefits, if you're receiving child support, you're receiving alimony and stuff, because they are a platform and they use some of the tribal lenders. Okay, that's the reason why those would be some of the best leveraging to. Now, going back to you guys that are entrepreneurs, again, many of you all are sitting on an asset that you all are not aware that you can leverage, all right? And this is with your car, okay? Some of you all may have already paid off your car, okay? Now, like I told you before in some of the other videos, when you have a paid off car, there's a couple places you can go to leverage that, you know, other than the title loan. You can go to Yendo. That'll give you up to $10,000. Then you also can go over to Best Egg. Now with Best Egg, they have two options for you. You can get an installment loan up to $50,000, or you can actually get a loan against your car because they actually look at the equity in it. Now, the difference between Best Egg versus Yendo, when you're trying to get a loan against your car, you can be making payments on your car as long as you have equity in it, and Yendo will still give you a loan. All right. So just giving you all some of the best strategies that I think will give you the maximum amount of leverage. All right. Now, some of the direct lenders, and I tell y'all about tribal lenders and stuff like that. With tribal lenders, and you're looking at direct tribal lenders, sometimes with those type of lenders, what ends up happening is that their interest rate may be too high, okay? And when I say high, I mean like in the triple digits. They're very expensive. However, the good part about it with the tribal lenders, some of these tribal lenders, they will not report the loan on your credit. So like would you have like a credit cube? Okay, so with Credit Cube, they go up to $5,000. However, when you approve for it, the only way that it will show up, and they're not going to do a hard pull on the credit, the only way to show up is if you start missing payments. Okay, so if you planning on missing payments, I definitely would not tell you to go there. Other than that, that loan is not going to show up. Now, why this is important? Because looking for the loans that are not showing up on the credit file, these are the loans that you can actually use to pay down a lot of the buy now. Like a lot of people now, you may not know it, first buy now pay later was just reporting on Experian. Now it's going to start reporting on TransUnion. So what that does, that's going to push up your debt to income ratio. Even though those buy now pay later may be a couple $100. But what happens with those type of buy now pay later, they looked at as installment loans. And so when it reports on your credit, it's going to look like it's been maxed out, right? So that's the reason why you want to go after these other loans that'll be easier to get to pay down those buy now pay later loans, especially the loans that are not going to show up on the credit report that you can use to pay down. Now, another way for you all to get a zero interest loan that I continue to tell you is leverage your job. Go to your HR, file that W-4 form. You file that W-4 form, tax exempt, you bring it home a bigger paycheck, okay? You bring it home a bigger paycheck, now you're able to pay those bills. By the way, here's something else that people are not aware that they actually can do. Like with your utilities and stuff, not only will they give you an extension, but if you go to findhelp.org, they have a lot of Catholic churches and stuff like that that would help pay those utility bills. Even programs to actually help you get caught up on your rent if that's something that you're struggling with as well. Okay, that's the reason why I tell you guys, I'm not only looking for different financial institutions where you can get a loan when you have challenging credit, but I'm always trying to figure out the best way for you to help get caught up on your bills and things like that, especially this time of year. I know it's stressful. You know, we coming off a government shutdown. A lot of people are still trying to play catch up. A lot of people are going into foreclosure. Also, just keep in mind that if you have a car payment, you can also ask your lender if they would be allowing you to skip a payment. With some credit unions, they let you skip 2 payments. Okay, even like with Navy Federal, you can get up to 2 payments to skip with them as well. All right, and that way you don't ruin your relationship with them. All right, so I hope this helps you. If you have any question about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.